Every investor that you could be speaking to right now can also be having a conversation with at least up to 30 other companies. So how do you stay top of mind in your capital raising process? Firstly, capital raising is a marketing and sales process. First, you build the pipeline. Second, you run them through the actual sales process, right? You need to treat it like that. It also, psychologically, it helps you understand that that's all it is. Often we take rejection personally when we're raising capital. If you're at your fundamental core, you understand that it's a marketing and sales process, it really starts to shape your referencing for every time you either get a rejection or you get an acceptance. Now, a key thing we like to highlight is when you're going through that sort of marketing and sort of sales process for your capital raise, and you're aware that your business is the product that they're ultimately buying, you also need to create at least 7 touch points. There's a beautiful law in marketing that you learn called the mere exposure effect. And that is when the more contact points that someone has with a business or with a product, with whatever it may be, the more they start to develop an opinion on that, whether it be positive or negative. And this is super important in that process. And so how do companies actually do this when you're raising capital? Firstly, it could be social media posts, it could be media features, it could be the communication of your media features, it could be videos that you're doing, it could be communications to your investor relations list, it could be information sessions, it could be boardroom sessions, it could be you featuring at conferences. There's lots of different ways to create touch points with investors when you're going through the capital raising process. When I say touch points, it doesn't mean you're calling them every single time, right? Or just sending emails and say, hey, I just want to put this at the top of your pipe and top of your email and all that sort of crap that people typically send. This is about creating high value touch points for an investor to engage with your company, right? Because the more they do that, the more they start to understand your opportunity, the more they start to get a feel for the direction that you're going. And sometimes this is subconsciously that they're developing this perception about you. It's not even conscious until at the time they're looking to participate or you've got some sort of call to action activity, right? So all these things are really helpful. I said, once again, it could be pitch events. If you're invited to a pitch event, invite investors that are following you to come along to connect with you, right? The other fact is when you're raising money, you realize that there's 2 types of investors. There's ones that actively engage with you. There's others that passively engage with you. By passively engaged, they're following everything you're doing. They're just not talking to you. So I always encourage people to note that every time you do this sort of stuff, what you're doing is you're effectively planting seeds. You're planting seeds that will reap future opportunities and future dividends. You just don't know when, and you just don't know how it's going to take place, but you've got to trust in that process. So in staying top of mind with investors, it's all about communicating high value things that could be relevant about the traction, the positioning, about the development of your business or milestones you're achieving, etc., that an investor can see that you're progressing. Fundamentally, repetition builds familiarity. Familiarity builds trust. Do it consistently over time. Don't do it all at once. This is how you stand out when investors are actually drowning in deal flow, because just know they're getting deals sourced to them from every single different direction. So the question I have for you is how many touch points have you had with your potential investors, and how many have you created in your capital raising process?